pressure control valves. Right? So this combined is what you get as a PICV. Right? So let's jump into the the Honeywell BPI series of PICV. Right? So these are some of the key features that the Honeywell BPI series is able to provide. As I was saying earlier, right? So we have three functions in a single valve. That's, I think we have already gone through it earlier. And we also have the 100% valve authority. Right? So when we are saying about 100% valve authority, it is typically saying that you have the control of the flow rates all the time. Right? So and full stroke and all flow as well. Right? So I'll further explain in the next slide on this full stroke and all flow, what is it about and how is it beneficial to you, right? So and we also have like different actuator range which you can choose from, which we will also look at it later, right? So actuator ranges from electrical, thermal, and what are the controls modulating on off, those kinds of parameters. We have multiple actuators that you can choose from. Right. So when we are talking about the full stroke and all flow, right? So what you need to do first thing first when you are installing a PICV is that we have a key at the top here, right? So this is actually you have a stem over here, which you will need to turn it according to the data that is given on the data sheet in order to open or close this flow limiter. Right? So this flow limiter is basically the maximum flow rate that can pass through this PICV. Right? So once you turn this, as you can see, this would be moving here. Right? So once this moves, then it actually limits the water flow that is able to pass through this PICV. Right? So this is the first step that we will need to work on. Right? So to set the maximum flow rate that is required by each fan coil unit. Right? So for instance, we will be getting certain XX numbers from your consultant calculations, like a fan coil unit 1. Right? So you will need XX volume of water. Right? So what you do is that you adjust this flow limiter according to the flow rate that is needed. Right? So the data is actually already pre-available in the data sheet. You can actually look at it, how many turns and what will be the flow rate that will be coming out of the valve. Right? So once you do the flow rate control, then the next is actually the control of the full stroke modulation. Right? So when we were looking at when we are looking at the flow rate, once you already set the water flow rate that is going through there, right? So but when we are talking about the full stroke, you still have the 0 to 100% of the stroke control of your valve at all time. Right? So no matter of the flow limiter that you have already set, but you still have 0 to 100 of the control of the stroke for your modulation of your water control. Right? So and for the pressure control, we are actually using a rolling diaphragm technology. Right? So this rolling diaphragm technology is one of the most accurate methods to actually control the fluctuation of the pressure in the system. Right? So why do I say so is that this rolling diaphragm design is actually able to minimize the hysteresis. So basically what hysteresis means is that the fluctuation or even the reaction time between the command and as well as the flow. Right? Okay. So next moving, these are the key features that we also seen earlier. So just glass these two. Right. So and what is interesting on this FCU PICV station kit, right? So this is actually a new launch for this VPI series of PICV, right? So what we do is that we assemble a couple of key components that is typically being used at the site, right? So when you are installing a PICV. So what is available here, right? So we have two ball valves here, right? So one is bypass, one is for isolations, and we have the PICV installed, and we also have the voice strainer as well, right? So that is the sample that you can see here. Probably after this you can touch and look at that. But explaining that we are actually able to provide this as a complete solution to you guys in order to minimize all the risk of water leakages, to minimize the risk of additional costs and additional equipment at site. Right. So what you need to do at site during the installation is that use this as a whole assembly. Connect your water pipings at 4 ends. Right. So one end would be going to the fan coil units, and one is coming from the incoming and also return water, right? So once you connect this, right, so more or less it is actually good to run already, right? So on a normal condition, once you close this bypass away, so the water will be flowing into and also out of the fan coil units and PICV kit, right? So at the condition of which we need bypass operation, all you need to do is just close the bypass valve. Then you can actually make the U-turn and just send the water back. Right? So same goes to the flushing as well. Right? So since we already have the voice strainer, so what you need to do is open up the voice strainer, and the water can be actually going through the flushing process during the initial installation of the system. Right? So this is actually what we call as the PICV kit, right? So this also comes together with the insulation box, right? So we have it's a fully insulated solution. So you would not need to spend additional money at site for your insulation process, right? So all you need to do is just take this, plug in the water pipes, from the incoming, outgoing, and also to your fan coil units, and you can actually operate this already, right? So for this, it is mainly focused on fan coil units applications only for now, right? So mainly focusing on DN15 up to DN32, right? So and worry not, all these kits when it is being dispatched from the factory, it would be already pre-inspected and also being tested from the factory, right? So all these it is already pre-inspected to ensure there is no leakages. So you can directly assemble this asset. So this will actually minimize and also reduce a lot of manpower that we need at site, right? So these are the actuators that we were talking about earlier. So we have multiple selections also applicable for this, from electrical, electrical bit, modulating on off, and then whatnot, right? And also thermal actuators are also available for these VPI series, right? So this is in terms of the FCU kit and also VPI. What is it typically about? Okay. So moving next is on the indoor air quality sensor. Right. So this indoor air quality sensor, I think a lot of you guys who is already handling building controls might be really interested on this. So let me quickly bring you guys through on what is this offering about, right? So post-pandemic, I think almost pandemic is over now, but still there are certain concerns and also certain issues that is continuously being raised from the users, right? So not only on pandemics but also on the air qualities that is available in the certain segments, certain occupants and also rooms as well, right? So the first one is of course whether the environment that they are being in is really clean, safe, and whether it's a healthy environment or not, right? So that's one. And the next one is of course whether are we really following the standards and also the safety guidelines based on whatever the standards are, like SLA or whatever the guidelines are, right? So these are the two big questions that we continuously face in the market when we are talking about returning after pandemic and concerning in terms of the IAQs and etc. Right? So I think post pandemic, right? So I don't know if it's good or not, but in a way it's helping our business, right? So before what we saw was critical applications was pretty much limited to only very niche segment like hospitals, clean rooms, pharma, those kind of applications is where we see there is a lot of focus and also demand in terms of IAQ, right? So the non-critical applications at which we go day to day, like offices, hotels, and whatnot, is more of it's okay if the indoor air quality is not being monitored from a day-to-day basis, right? But after the pandemic and the awareness from the end users are also increasing, what we are seeing in the market is that this line has actually came down, right? So even for offices, hotels, they are now actually paying a lot more attention in terms of the IAQ of their building, right? So how well are the air quality in the buildings and etc. Right? So this actually direct or indirectly, it gives us a more larger application for us to focus in terms of the indoor air quality solutions that we are able to provide. Right? So this is actually the indoor air quality sensor that we are looking at for today. Right? So this is it's multiple sensors with a high sensors building. So this sensor, it can actually go up to a maximum 7 sensors in a single piece, right? So by default, we will be having 5 sensors, which is at the bottom here, PM 2.5, temperature, VOC, CO2 and also RH, right? So these are the 5 compulsory sensors that is coming in the IAQ sensor. And we also have another 2 sensors which you can choose from a couple of sensors that we are actually able to provide, right? So from carbon monoxide, formaldehyde, those kind of sensors. So those kind of sensors are not sensors which you typically use in the market, right? So but at a certain application, you might need this kind of additional sensors to actually spec out the composition, right? So or even certain applications like for instance like a car park, right? So when they need to monitor the carbon monoxide, right? So this could be one of the way to look at it as well, right? So the next one is this sensor is actually running on an active sampling, we call it. So active sampling. The meaning of active sampling is that we have a built-in metal fan inside of this sensor, right? So you can see a cutout here, right? So also for those who is in the room, right? So we can actually take a look at it physically. So we have 2 fans running inside of this sensor, right? So the reason behind is to actually get the much more better air sampling from the surrounding. Right, so typically what you see in the market when you are looking at the sensors it is pretty much passive sampling, right? So the sensor only gets the air probably at maximum 1 meter surrounding the sensor, right? But with this active sampling, the air is actually intentionally being pulled into the sensor in order to get a much more accurate reading for the room, right? So in terms of the sensors and whatnot, it is actually using a Honeywell link sensors based on the light scattering particle sensoring, right? So this also comes with a touch screen and also a color screen, right? So you have multiple pages in between these at which you can just tap on the screen and go to the next pages and etc. Right? So but last but not least, it is also BMS compatible, right? So we have the more fast connectivity at the back, so you can, if needed, you can just pull all the data into your the control systems as well. Right? So this is the the exploded view of what is actually available inside this sensor, right? So some of the key components, we have the sensor platform, right? So this is where all the sensors are located. So at the bottom here is what we were talking about earlier, at which we have 2 additional sensors which you can choose from to be mounted, right? So once you choose that sensors, it will be directly mounted and also provided to you from the factory itself, right? So you will not need to do any additional settings or additional works at site during installation, right? So this is the Honeywell PM 2.5 module, and we have the main board, and this is the back casing, right? So the interesting part is actually lying in the back casing. So this is the fan that we were talking about earlier. So the airflow is actually passage without having any direct contact with the main board, right? So the reason behind is that we are actually doing active suction and also active exhaust for the air sampling, right? So meaning to say there will be more air coming in and more air going out, which increases the risk of dust accumulations and things like that. Right, so in order to avoid all these risks, what we did is that we created a special passage for the airflow and also placed the main board in the dedicated chamber. Right, so the main board would not be getting in touch with the airflow by any chance. Right, so this is actually for safety precautions. Right, so this is just a quick video on this IAQ sensor. Sorry. So these are the sensors which I was saying earlier, right? So by default you have temperature, humidity, CO2, and particulate matter PM 2.5, right? So these SOx, NOx, formaldehyde, and O3, So these are all the additional options that you have in order to choose from.
Lần này làm luôn, nhưng mà cái kế hoạch của mình là bảo trì cái gì đấy, Sài Gòn Center là đến hai mấy mới xong mà. Thứ hai thứ ba lần sau thì mình hẹn anh thứ tư lần sau đi.
And one interesting part is also on the AQI index as well. So based on the parameters that is detected, so this sensor will actually calculate the air quality index of the room that you are being in. Right? So if you are, if all the parameters are in line with the requirement, like for instance, humidity is equal to CO2 is set.
Nhưng mà giám định cũng chỉ có được.
Right, so once all the parameters are agreed, then you will be getting, you know, this command just saying you are in the same environment. Right, so once you know the parameters are agreed, then it will actually calculate the AQI. So once the AQI goes lower than 40, it will be, you know, the command will be you are not in a safe environment. Right, so that actually depends on you know, the parameters. Probably CO2 might be high, you know, temperature might be too low, and things like that. So this will actually give you know, a quick image on how is the room for the end users. Right. So and for this IAQ sensor, right? So we have it in 4 different models. So we have a color option of black and also white. Right. So what we are seeing here is the black one. So we also have the white casing, right? So and we have the one without display as well, right? So without display, you know, certain building owners, they don't want the you know, the building occupants to know the exact situation of the building. It might, you know, trigger unnecessary, you know, conflicts and all those kind of issues, right? Because as earlier what we saw was that, you know, you are in a safe environment, you are not in a safe environment, etc. Right, so being end user, you know, those kind of things that you might get scared, right? So to avoid that, you also have the non-display model. So non-display model, what you will see is just the AQI in terms of the LED light. So it will be like red, yellow or green, right, depending on the readings. And we also have the power stages as well, right? So this. So for the you know, non-display model, typically it has to be connected with the building controls via the remote bus, or else I don't see, you know, there's a reading for the sensor, right? So this is this. I mean, we have 4 types, right? So black and white display and non-display model. Okay. So moving next is on the thermostat that we would like to, you know, touch base. So this thermostat is actually called as the EFM series. It's a high accuracy thermostat. It's a digital thermostat. Right. So talking about thermostats, you know, typically also there are, you know, multiple issues that we face in the market, like you know, high energy consumptions and user comfort. Right. So these two are interrelated with the accuracy of the thermostat. You know, how accurate your thermostat detects the temperature and also gives the command to the valves to shut off or turn on and etc. Right. So these, I mean, when you are using the you know, low accuracy thermostats, it can you know, indirectly gives the end users discomfort. It could be like undercooling or overcooling situation as well, right? For the instance of, like, you know, normal usage in a commercial building, I don't see it's a big of an issue. But if you are going into a very niche segment like maybe luxury hotels, then the accuracy of your thermostat plays a very big role there, right? So What we are seeing with these TFM series thermostats, this is actually digital thermostat, right? So it is a very high accuracy, and also we also have the high-level interfacing available as well. So we have the backnet Modbus options available, and in case if you need it as a standalone, it is also available as well, right? So it comes with a LCD display, just as what you see here, and there's a lot of other functions as well, as like a key card, remote sensors, and whatnot, whichever is needed according to your requirements, right? So with this, actually, in terms of the offering, right? So as I was saying earlier, so we have the options available from on-off and modulating, right? So and also with and also without the occupancy, it's basically the key card, right? So remote sensor is also available, and Modbus backnet and also touchscreen options is also available, right? So in the need of touchscreen model, you can also consider this TFM series. I mean, what I can say is price-wise is still very, very competitive, even though it's going with the touchscreen capability, right? So when we are looking at like applications like luxury hotels, at least if we need to have it aesthetically good, then we can also consider this touchscreen application as well, right? So and I think others more or less, this is what we typically see in the thermostat segment, right? So this is what we are talking about. So this is the standard version, at which you have buttons at the bottom, mainly temperature up, down, mode, and whatnot. And we also have this touchscreen version. So it's basically, in terms of the layout, it's pretty much the same, but just instead of having a physical button, you would be actually having it on the screen. So it's more aesthetically pleasing, right? So with that, actually, I would be jumping into the control valves now, right? So those what we've seen earlier is in terms of the new product launches, and where we are focusing for the coming 2 years at least, right? So the next we will be touching base on the control valves slightly, and the first one is we would like to touch on the FCU control valves, right? So when we are looking at the FCU control valves, we have these are also actually quite new product that we just launched like maybe 2-3 years back. So we have two different variants here. So we have the VN8 series and also the VN3 series, right? So the key difference is one is on-off, another is modulating, right? So let's jump into the next slide and understand each of these in detail. So this VN8 series, it's typically ranging for the DN15 up to DN25, mainly focusing for fan coil units, and we have both 2 ways and also 3 ways, right? So I think for Vietnam, certain locations you need 3 ways as well, where heating is an option, and this is basically the on-off valve, right? The signal is coming in, on, off is off, right? So and this goes with it's a non-spring return actuator, and close-off pressure would be at 6 bar, right? So interesting point is on the open and close time. It is only less than 15 seconds for this valve, right? And in terms of the KVS values, it is also very, very competitive. Probably we can share the data sheets and whatnot if it's required for you later on. But what we can say is, comparing to the previous versions of like VC valves and whatnot, this is actually having a much more competitive specifications, right? So this is on the VN8 series. So basically, these are the options available as well. So we have different connection types, BSPP, and also NPT as well. right? So and different voltages as well, right? So depending on what is your needs at site, then you can choose the models accordingly, right? So yeah, I think pretty much this we covered earlier. And one thing is the valve body is also it's a brass material, right? So and the next is the VN3 series. So it's pretty much the same as what we seen earlier, but this is actually coming with a modulating valve, right? So modulating is controlled by 0 to 10, and you can also get the position feedback as well from 0 to 10, right? So and in terms of the DN sizes and the options, pretty much the same as what we seen earlier. So it's DN 15 to 25, and both 2 ways, 3 ways are also available. Right, so this goes in the same manner. In terms of the connection type, we have the 3 types for all, and also for the voltages, we have all 3 kinds of voltages depending on the need. Right, so this also goes as a non-spring return as well. Right, so and PN20, close off pressure of 6 bar, and then those are standard items that we see. Right, so the interesting ones is on the feedback signals as well, which you are actually able to track the position of the valve based on the 0 to 10 watts output. Right, so next on the IAQ control valves. Right, so typically when we are looking at IAQ control valves, we have it split into 2 categories. One is linear valves and another is rotary valves. Right, so when we are looking at linear valves, basically you have the stem and it's moving up and down. So you need to have the actuators to drive the stem and etc. Right, so linear valves also we have both 3 ways and also 2 ways. Right, so depending on what is needed, and we have from ranging DN20 up to DN150, right? And for ball valves, ball valves is typically it's a ball valve but driven by a rotary actuator. So this also we have the complete range from 20 to 150 as well. Right, so I think okay. So this is the IAQ valves. It's basically a globe valve, right? So and this it goes with 2 types of actuators which is available, which is ML88 or ML74 actuators as well, right? So we will look at what are these actuators and what are the differences later on. So basically we have the complete range of this ranging from 25 up to 50. Right, so both 2 ways and also 3 ways are available here. Right, so these are for the bigger scales at which we are seeing from 50 to 150. Right, so this is also quite a new launch, this V5GV series. Right, so also both 2 ways and also 3 way valves are available, and it's compatible with the same actuator. Right, so ML88 or ML74. Right, so and these are the actuators which we were looking at earlier. So we have the sorry, there's a typo. We have the ML88 and ML74 series. So this will be the ML88 and this will be ML74 series. Right, so the key difference between these two is that one is having output of only 420 milliampere, and another is able to provide you an option of 0 to 10 or 4 to 20 milliamperes. So you can select it accordingly as what is needed. Right? So, but worry not, both are actually compatible with whatever valves that we seen earlier in terms of the IAQ valves. Right? So this is also non-spring return linear valve actuators. And we have availability in both floating and also modulating controls as well. Right, so position feedback, as what I was saying earlier, ML88 it has an option, and ML74 is only running on port 20. Right, so and moving next on the rotary type of control valve. So this what we have is on the VBA and MVN series. Right, so this actually comes from the DN scale of 20 to 150. Right, so also catering for your complete range, and this only comes in two ways. Right, so and we also have both options of on-off or even modulating as well, depending on your requirements. Right, so BMS compatibility is also available for this. Right, so I think in terms of the topics, we have actually covered whatever that I intended to share today. So probably we can have a quick Q&A sessions if there are any further clarifications needed from the earlier presentations or anything, then we can actually take it up from here. VC series, we still have it, but what I can say is that we would be definitely moving into this series very soon. Right, so because there are multiple issues with the VC series, so in terms of the direction from Honeywell wise, we will be moving into the VN series. Yeah, okay, so in terms of the body length and also the size of the valve, is more or less the same. In fact, for some of the dimensions, this VN valve is actually more competitive. So, I mean, as long as it doesn't go bigger, then there's no issue, right? So, yeah, we have checked that. More or less, it's okay. Any other questions from the team joining online?
Yes. I do have.
No, maybe I think we. Yeah.
Okay. We try check with them the question thôi. Okay, đặt luôn. Mọi người ơi, có thêm cái câu hỏi gì dành cho cái Nam không ạ? Mình đang có một cái câu hỏi từ anh Huy.
No, actually, okay, actually if you are using PICV, right, so as what we seen earlier, just go back to this slide. Here. Okay, so for the actual valve, what we saw is this, right? So we have the VN8 series, we have the IAQ control valves, which is what we saw at the end, right? But if you are using a PICV, this control valve is already being, it's already built into the PICV basically, right? So you don't need to supply control valves separately when you are supplying PICV.
Mọi người có thể đặt câu hỏi trực tiếp rồi không phải đặt chat nữa. Nhưng mình cứ online rồi mình nói tiếng Việt đi rồi mình có thể trao đổi với một anh. Tức là cái phần mà anh lúc nãy anh Duy có hỏi đó thì PIC nó là tích hợp những cái phần component đó rồi thì nó sẽ đủ hết cho cái bộ ban rồi.
nói vậy ta? Do you need also FCO valve? Thứ dạng này mình túng một tuần